Hello hockey fans, my name is David. Thought I would start this video at 6:34 on the evening of Saturday, 15th of October 2022 North American Eastern Time. Thought I would do is discuss briefly the situation regarding Tampa Bay Lightning defenseman Ian Cole. Then go to the Matt Murray situation, and also games involving Canadian teams. So, or at least the Canadian team games going first. So just to recap, Ian Cole, after an investigation by the NHL, was cleared of any wrongdoing over allegations of sexual harassment or sexual assault, whatever. And Canadian teams, Canucks rolled in Philadelphia to play the local Flyers squad. I'll get back to that game as soon as I'm finished this video. Then followed by my hometown Leafs hosting the Senators without Matt Murray, a former Senator. And then it'll be the Battle of Alberta to conclude the Saturday games involving at least one Canadian team per game. Well, so definitely no doubt in the world that the injury to Matt Murray, which is a long-term one, making him unavailable until a little bit into November, is going to hurt. At least in terms of the ability of the Leafs to use him. I was not terribly enthused by the signing of Matt Murray, but I understood that Jack Campbell was likely going to walk in unrestricted free agency. Had Campbell agreed to a per-season cap hit of at most $2 million US, Leaf GM Dubas would have been incredibly stupid to have rejected such a willingness to pay Campbell, now with the Edmonton Oilers, or at least to offer a cap hit of so low. But that was what I believed that Campbell deserved at the top. Problem with Matt Murray is that the Leafs, is that Dubas agreed on behalf of the Leafs with his Senators counterpart Pierre Dorion to take 3/4 of Matt Murray's cap hit. That's looking like a rotten deal now, because Murray is out for the rest of the month, and now it's the net goes to Ilya Samsonov, a former Washington Capitals goalie and draftee. Hopefully, I mean, Samsonov did settle down a little bit against his former team after having given up an ugly goal, the second one that was at the time a go-ahead goal, and could very well have put the Leafs at 0-2-0-0 with respect to wins and regulation, overtime, and shootout losses. So, yeah, Matt Murray, it's going to be difficult. I mean, Canucks have Demko as their starter and Martin as their main backup. Well, that would be Spencer Martin, but I'll have to go back to that game, see how the Canucks ended up doing. But there's no doubt, watching Canadian hockey teams is very entertaining. I want to reiterate that during the postseason, my fandom is of as many of the Canucks, Oilers, Flames, Jets, Leafs, and Senators as possible, knowing that number one, the Leafs have yet to win a playoff series during the modern salary cap era, and secondly, the Habs have won more Stanley Cups than any of the remaining Canadian teams. So during the postseason, if it's a non-Habs Canadian team getting up in that cup, I'm a happy person. I'm a happy camper. Of course, I do respect the success in the postseason of the Habs. Indeed, 2 seasons ago, the Habs ended up getting to a Stanley Cup, winning Game 4 of that round in overtime, but losing 1-0 the next game. The incredible amount of resistance the Habs put up after having not been able to figure out how to put up that resistance in any of the first 3 games of that round. So yeah, Matt Murray, he's gone. injured long term. Doesn't mean he's out for the season, just means long term injured reserve is, well, he's there. And yeah, he doesn't carry as much of a cap hit as Carey Price of over 10 million US dollars. Well, that doesn't matter. At least we're already tight to the cap. I mean, $4 US in cap space, when including cap, Matt Murray's salary, but exclude his LTIR status, well, practically nothing. Can't do much with $4 US, that's for sure. So again, it's going to be most likely Ilya Samsonov will be starting against the Senators, and it's home game, Scotiabank Arena, with Eric Shalgren having been called up from the Toronto Marlies of the American Hockey League, backing Samsonov up. It'll be interesting to find out how many starts Shalgren gets, because he already has NHL experience, more than Joseph Woll or pretty much any of the remaining goalies in the league's minor league system or among draftees. Dennis Hildeby, like Shalgren, is from Sweden, but unlike Shalgren, is in Sweden. So Hildeby, not available. Yes. Interesting times in Leafland, indeed. I'm going to go back to the Canucks game as soon as possible after this video. Just hoping the Leafs can win some games, Samsonov can take them and get them out of the, early season rut they're in. Mixed bag. 1 goal loss to the Canadiens, 1 goal win over the Capitals, both in regulation, but still a very shaky confidence. There's no doubt whatsoever. Murray has a huge injury history, and it's come back to bite Dubas in the rear, well, figuratively speaking. Because it's, again, to say that, Murray, when he started against the Habs, it was kind of inconclusive. How his performance was, but there's no doubt that his lack of availability is an even bigger problem now. If he's not available, Leafs don't have very many options. Anyway, go Leafs go.